Social media star Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan have had their extradition to the UK approved by a Romanian court. The UK had sought the brothers' extradition to face questioning over allegations of sexual offending and human trafficking between 2012 and 2015, following a request to the Romanian authorities by Bedfordshire police. Now, it's worth pointing out at this stage that both men strongly deny any allegations of wrongdoing and have vowed to fight any charges. Now, the decision to approve their extradition did, however, have one major catch, and in this video I'm going to briefly cover why the brothers are currently in Romania, what today's decision actually means, and what is likely to happen if and when they are brought to the UK. Welcome to my channel, Andy on Crime, where I talk about high-profile criminal cases and other aspects of criminal law in England and Wales. So to briefly recap why the pair are in Romania. Andrew and Tristan Tate are currently in Romania, where they are awaiting a trial date to be announced after they were indicted on charges of rape and human trafficking in Romania in June of 2023. Both men have denied the allegations against them, and they are effectively on what we in the UK would call bail, having previously been subject to house arrest, which was later lifted, but neither of the pair are permitted to leave Romania. On Monday, the 11th of March 2024, the pair were taken into custody ahead of their appearance in court to hear the extradition request that was being made by the UK. And on Tuesday, the 12th of March 2024, that decision came through from the Romanian courts that their extradition had been approved. But that extradition will only be permitted after the conclusion of the case against them in relation to sexual offences and human trafficking in Romania, and if they are convicted of those offences after any sentence has been completed. So the result of this is that whilst the extradition has been approved, it could potentially be several years before either man is brought to the UK to be questioned over allegations in the UK. Following the conclusion of the extradition hearing, both men have now been released and are now back at their home in Romania. And in a statement, Bedfordshire police stated, as part of an ongoing investigation into allegations of rape and human trafficking, Bedfordshire police has obtained a European arrest warrant for two men in their 30s. We are working with authorities in Romania as part of this investigation, and we will provide an update in due course. We understand this is a distressing subject and people may be impacted by what they are seeing in the news. Now, a representative for the Tate brothers, before the hearing, described the arrest warrant as a bewildering revival of decade-old accusations, leaving the brothers dismayed and deeply troubled. They categorically reject all charges and express profound disappointment that such serious allegations are being resurrected without substantial new evidence. They are fully committed to challenging these accusations with unwavering determination and resolve. So what would happen if they are extradited to the UK? As this is a live investigation, there are very few details beyond what Bedfordshire police have reported, and there are limitations on what can be reported on during an ongoing investigation, but I can say the following. Firstly, what would happen to them is that they would be arrested on their arrival into the UK. And what this does is it gives the police the opportunity to question them for up to 24 hours. Now, this can be extended for certain reasons, but they're initially allowed to question them for up to 24 hours. What would happen on completion of that interview and the 24 hours would be dependent on where the police investigation is at. So if the investigation is at an early stage, what is likely to happen is that the pair will be released on what's known as police bail, where they will be subject to certain conditions, such as not to leave the country or to live at a certain address. If, however, the investigation is at a much more advanced stage and interviewing both of them is what the police would deem the final piece of the puzzle and the case has already been passed to the Crown Prosecution Service, then it is possible that they will be charged with the offences that they have been extradited to face questions for. The next question would then become whether they would be remanded into custody, so put into prison whilst they're awaiting their first hearing and then any subsequent trial, or whether they would be granted bail. Now, under the law, unless you are charged with an offence of murder, there is something called a presumption in favour of bail. And what this basically means is, unless there is a very good reason put forward by the prosecution, such as the fact that you might be a flight risk or you might interfere with witnesses, and there's a whole other list, unless you fall into one of those exceptions, you will be granted bail. So to briefly summarise, whilst Andrew and Tristan Tate are awaiting a trial date in Romania for allegations of sexual offending and human trafficking, the UK has made an extradition request that has been approved by Romanian courts. The catch, however, is that the Romanian courts will only agree to extradite them both on conclusion of the legal proceedings against them and any sentence should they be convicted of any offences in Romania. So any extradition itself is likely to be a number of years away, if indeed they are extradited at all. One final point is that they should be allowed to appeal against this extradition, so the fact that it has been approved now is not necessarily the end of the road for Andrew Tate or Tristan Tate. That's all for this video. I've chosen just to focus on the facts as we know them and then to explain them. I know that Andrew Tate is a controversial figure. Some people love him, some people hate him. I hope I've been pretty balanced in my reporting of this case and my explanation. If you do have any comments, then please drop them down below. If you did enjoy this video, then please do consider giving it a like. And if you'd like to see more from me, then please do subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Take care.